Hello. So you're looking for the ultimate kibble and how to get it fast? Well, it's actually really simple. Once you have a flyer, and assuming you have been following along with my Start Like a Pro and Beginner series, you should have a flyer and be level 100. A pterodon works, just be careful. I prefer a wyvern. Gear up and head to Valgaro. Spawn as close to the chalk kills as you can. We will then fly over to this location, or near 8585, and fly around the area collecting Deinonychus eggs. Once we leave this spot, we head east to around the bridge. Grab the eggs here. This is around 90-90. Now head through the bridge. Right on the other side of it, there are quite a few eggs. There are other spots to get Dine eggs on Valgaro, and I'll explain why these locations specifically are best later in the video. Get as many eggs as you can, and then head back to your base or a place you want to hide the Dines at. If you have a Maywing, this is much easier, but if you don't, no worries. Gather up a bunch of meat and put it in a trough or fridge, then hatch the Dines. Raise them to 10%, level doesn't matter, then just fill troughs with meat. If you have a Maywing, just fill the Maywing with meat and put it in the milking mode. Make sure the babies are in range of the Maywing's feeding area so they get fed. The great thing is you don't even have to hand feed them if you have a Maywing, just make sure to keep enough food on the Maywing to keep it fed. Now you only need one male for this, the rest should be female. Levels don't matter. Any other low level male can be killed. If it is a high level, you will want to raise it and use it to get a tech transmitter and maybe even breed it. Now, of course, if you do not want to raise Dines, there is another trick you can use. While slower, it should work well for early game kibble. You can fly out of render range of the Dines nest, then go back to the beginning where we started, and loop through, fly out of render range again, and rinse repeat. If there are no other players around to render it in, the Dine eggs should respawn. Sometimes only if you come back, but if you keep de-rendering and then re-rendering while you go into the loop, you will get a decent amount of eggs. Now, while your Dines are raising, use a parasaur or hand collect bushes to get veggie seeds and start a vegetable garden. You will need long grass and sava root, but you might as well get some citronelle and rock carrots as well. After all, you're going to need citronelle to make bug spray for beehives. You also need some miho berries, and you can raise those as well, or just gather them with a berry gatherer. Now that your garden is growing, you will need to decide how you're going to obtain honey. You could just grab it from the hives, getting 5 at a time. Another option is to collect it from the hives with the bear's swipe attack for 15 per hive. You only need 1 honey per kibble, so going out and getting it this way should be okay for now. After all, when just starting out, do you really want to be collecting raw flowers to keep your bees fed? If you don't mind keeping bees fed, you can head out and tame some bees. The kibble we are working on is Superior Kibble, the one kibble to rule them all. It can tame anything in the game that takes kibble. It is also a pretty easy kibble to make. Yes, you could just hope for some good kibble eggs from a Maywing, or set up a bunch of dinos for each tier of kibble, but this is the simplest, most efficient kibble. The dinos needed to make it are small, and can easily be set up in a base in a small corner out of the way. To make Superior Kibble, you just need honey, Lazarus chowder, miho berries, fiber, and water. You should be level 100, so making an industrial cooker should be fairly easy to do. If not, the cooking pot should be just fine. Just have a bear or fridge nearby to store the honey to keep it fresh as you make 1 kibble at a time per pot. Now for an easy setup, you could just pile your Deinonychus wherever, but I like to set them up on a catwalk or multiple catwalks, so I can just walk under them and collect their eggs. The great thing is, you can put them on breeding and leave them on breeding. Their fur eggs do not break from sitting on the ground. They will however go away after 7 days, so make sure to collect them at least once a day. You will need 1 male and a minimum of 3 females for optimum egg laying. The more females, the better, but if you have less than 3, they seem to drop eggs slower. Of course, adding an Ophiraptor will improve the amount of eggs laid. If you enjoyed the video, smash that like button. Have an awesome day.